So if you're thinking about moving to Atlanta this year, here's a few reasons why. Now, I've had many clients, I've had the pleasure of working with people who moved from Philadelphia and various parts of California, New York, New Jersey, various parts of Florida. Atlanta is like an amazing place to move to, but I wanted to break down 5 reasons why you should move here if you're already thinking about it. So reason number 1 is we've got a great education and school system. If you start to look around Metro Atlanta, especially in like the Northeast Atlanta area, even west of Atlanta, we've got some amazing schools. So always do your research if that's important to you when you're looking at where to move to. But any of the cities around Metro Atlanta, especially in that northeastern quadrant, and to the west and really to the east too, you're gonna find plenty of great schools for your children. Next, we've got like 9 months of warm weather every single year, which is incredible. Even sometimes on Christmas, like I've been wearing shorts on Christmas before. So we've got pretty mild weather. It's not one of those places it's raining all the time. We hardly ever get snow. If we do, it's an absolute disaster, but it's pretty rare that we ever get snow. That being said, the weather you can expect from Atlanta is pretty much in the 70s most of the time, and then in the summers we definitely get pretty hot into the 90s, which is why they call it hot Atlanta, right? Next, we've got really low property taxes compared to other areas. That's one thing I've learned in working with buyers from out of state. For example, the guy I mentioned from Philadelphia, he was a client that I had who was paying about 20 grand a year in property taxes, living not even in Philly. It was like a little bit outside of Philadelphia. He was paying 20 grand a year in taxes. And then where he ended up, which is in northeastern Atlanta in a town called Swanee, which is an amazing town as well. He got a right under a $600,000 house, like literally the nicest house in the neighborhood, huge pool, huge basement, incredible house. He's paying right at probably $4,500, $5,000 a year in property taxes compared to the 20 he was paying for nowhere near as nice of a house in outside of Philadelphia. Next, we have a lot of room to grow. So that's one of the best things about the Atlanta market. When you look at supply and demand, like the demand is there. People look at Atlanta as this, and probably you too if you're watching this, as this place where you can go and have a lower cost of living and get more for your money. And that's absolutely the case. The good thing is we've got a lot of room to grow. So I think that is gonna be the case for years to come. We've got so much green space to build on and add in new construction, new neighborhoods, things like that. So I think the future of Atlanta in the next 10 years is just booming. Next, people love this. You can get a house with a yard. So all the people that I work with, especially from like California or New York, New Jersey, they come down here and they're amazed at how big of a lot they can get with the house in their price range. So you come down here and again, depending on your price range, depending on the area you end up in, I mean, it's nothing to end up with a half-acre lot, you know, or a quarter acre in smaller neighborhoods. Or in some cases, depending on where you're at, it's not that uncommon to have right at or, you know, nearly a whole acre. So, and if you want to not be in a neighborhood, there are plenty of places where you can get more than an acre. So that's just what I mean by we've got room to grow. We've got a lot of green space still. Lastly, there's a lot of cool stuff in Atlanta. Number 1, you've got the airport. We've got the busiest airport, I think, in the world at this point. So people are constantly, you know, coming in and out. It's easy. If you have to travel, it's an easy trip to the airport versus I have a lot of friends that are north, you know, I have one friend that lives in Utah and he can't even get a direct flight to Dallas. So that's kind of the benefit of living near Hartsfield-Jackson Airport is your travel is gonna be a lot more convenient if you travel for work or even just for, you know, vacations or whatever. We've got the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta, you know, and then lastly, we've got UGA football and Atlanta Braves, right? Just coming off of 2 championships this year. So the city, you know, is riding this high right now on the sports. So that's pretty exciting. We've also, you know, in the last 2 years, it's been it's been pretty eye-opening. Georgia and Atlanta has been much less restrictive and harsh on businesses and stuff in terms of the COVID-19 restrictions. So that's been beneficial to business owners here, really to the whole economy here, as opposed to certain areas where you may not be able to even go to the gym. So now in a world where we don't know what's going to happen with all that stuff, it's nice to live in an area where you know at the end of the day it's still going to be less restrictive than somewhere like New York or California. But those are just a few ways of why you should move to Atlanta if you're already thinking about it. If you want to know more, go to atlantametrohomes.io, or you can just call me 404-680-4324, and I would be more than happy to help answer any of your questions and help your transition to Atlanta. Hope you're having a great day. Again, my name is Chase Scroggins, and we'll talk to you soon.